Yo, bangers.
You start turning me on.
Let's go.
I wanna feel like this all night long.
Still feeling silly, are you, bro?
Let's go. What's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Fuck It Up Fridays.
What's
We're
good?
back again.
What's good? How you feeling after last night, bro? You good?
I'm feeling mad. I'm feeling really good.
Obviously, we're fucking back on it.
100%, man.
Had to get one out for the crew for the Fuck It Up Fridays.
Yeah, man. It was good to get back out there. I love that energy. You know what I mean? I
100%.
like all aspects of life, and I like the fitness, the grinding and stuff like that. Just really,
Man,
really
the reason
challenging
we
yourself.
do that,
But
the reason we do it is so we can go out and we can live our lives like that, man.
100%.
You know what
So
I mean?
that was a mad vibe. I love the energy. We had a mad crew there as well, so that always helps when you got that mad
Shout
vibe.
out to that Fitness First crew that we met
yeah.
there, man.
A couple other girls there as well. They're
Definitely.
super cool, and
they
they're just
were.
there for a good time too. So
Yeah.
it's important to have a good crew when you go out to
Definitely, yeah,
or
of
whoever you're
course.
linking up with.
The good thing about last night is, man, we went there, like, basically started with just you and me,
Yeah.
and then obviously, you know, a couple of the girls
What a crew.
turned up, etc. And then we got along with the gym crew and a few
Yeah.
other people that we met out. So it was a
vibe.
pretty good
100%.
night. Pretty good night. What about
Speaking
that
of,
fucking song though, bro?
yeah.
Like, can we touch on that for a second? I'm sorry, guys, but man, Tory Lanez, he
New
killed
album.
it. He killed it.
New album, Alone at Prom.
Alone at Prom. You guys need to check that out. It's a full 80s vibe. He's taken, you know, the aspect of the stuff that we love from today's music, and he has gone right back and just,
back.
yeah, especially at this time of the year, guys. It's such good feeling music, and it's stuff you can really dance to, you can be silly to, and, you know, you can sing along to, you know, and that's been us for the last,
100%.
like, 2 weeks since it came out. So, yeah, no, like, full vibes, full
100%.
vibes.
What was your favorite song on that album?
Look, I think it was actually probably that one we were just playing,
Yeah,
Ballads of the
Ballad
Battle.
of
Can we play
Batman.
that again real quick?
100%.
It's just good feeling music. Nice. Perfect ending.
timing. Universe is speaking to
So
me.
what's been going on with you this week, bro? Let us know
Good
what's
man.
up.
Another really good week. Obviously last week we touched on what I was going to focus on and continue to put content out for that third, and that's the most important thing. We're a platform based on content and providing value, so that has to be priority and number one.
Love
that
that.
was that.
Who'd you get on this week?
I had Ty Van Mullen on the latest That Fit podcast,
Man,
and we
that guy's
talked about
interesting.
change.
Very interesting.
Talked about change and growth and his year in 2022, obviously a big change for him. So that will be dropping next Sunday or on Sunday when this comes out.
Yes.
So go check that out when that comes out as well. So that was super cool to have him on. And yeah, man, work has been slowing down a little bit in terms of, you know, everyone's just got that Christmas time, New Year's sort of vibe about it. So
It's amazing, right? Because, you know, there's so many other holidays throughout the year, you know.
these
so
ones
many other-
hit different, eh?
These ones definitely, like, the whole world changes, the whole world stops. You know, it's like it's just a routine that we go through as a collective world. You know, that basically changes everything.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's right, guys. I have blonde hair. I just looked in I looked in the camera. I'm like, that's right, my hair's blonde. Yeah, so I did that.
100%.
I've gotten used to it now. So yeah, but what do you guys think? Let me know.
Yeah. Rate it
No,
out
actually,
of 10.
don't. You might hate it.
Out of 10, what does his hair look like?
Definitely,
100%.
definitely, man. We got some really good questions being sent in. Like, you guys
Off the
have
back
been-
of the latest
oh,
episode as well, girls asking us questions
Yes.
that they're too scared to ask. I don't think they're too scared, but they just don't ask them enough because they really want to find out.
Yeah,
So this is sort of
sometimes
like a
it's-
part two, but there's a few different aspects to it. So
Yeah.
we're just going to continue to give our perspective on the questions. So there's plenty there. So what are we
course.
working with?
Of course. Well, look, the first one is a really good one. It's a really interesting one. I actually would love to know your perspective on this. And you guys, obviously the questions that we're asking, guys, think about it, try and answer it in your head because, you know, you might get some good thoughts out of it. But if you could give any advice to yourself at 18 years old, what would that advice be? Bang.
Yeah. That's
Started off
really
with a
tough
good
because
one.
there's so much advice you'd give yourself, right? But
Just
to
I
boil
guess
it down
as a
to
general
boil it down.
sense.
a general sense.
Like, what are some things that I guess, you know, you as a child or as an 18-year-old wished maybe you had not, like maybe two little aspects of life that you'd wish you'd sort of known?
Yeah. Well, one is do everything that you've ever dreamt of.
As in take every opportunity?
Take every opportunity, but those things that you have a burning desire, you know that feeling when your stomach is like, fuck, I should be doing that. Do that. Because there's so many times in my life where I'm like, no, like you've always come up with the excuse not to do it. And for me, like now it's just like, if I did all that back then, like I'd be very amazed where I'd be right now.
Well, you've obviously adapted that, bro, because this whole setup, this whole podcast, this whole movement that you're creating is doing that. You know, it's something that as, you know, a small town Kiwi boy, you know, we look at things like this and we see this shit on YouTube and we go, fuck, like we could never do that, you know, like, you know, but so obviously, you know, you've listened to that.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously recently the best quote on that, and we talked about it during the week, was that a man has two lives and the second is when he realizes he only has one.
That's it.
If I had that same mindset at 18 rather than chasing girls, I'd be sweet,
nothing
man.
wrong with that, man.
100%.
Girls need love.
100%. You're just so ignorant to the world. You think, you know, you got that freedom, but it's sort of not. But the freedom is through hard work and being like, these are the dreams that I really want. These what mean the most to me.
Yeah.
And just go after them, because at one day it's all going to be said and done. You'll be like, yeah, I'm fine with everything. So my advice would be do everything you've ever had dreams of, that gut feeling that you have, that instinct to be like, you know what, on the other side of that fear and self-doubt of doing that thing, it's the success, it's the fulfillment, it's the happiness on the other side of that. So
yeah, man,
go after everything that you've ever thought of.
Like that. That's really, really cool.
What about you? Do you think about this much?
I actually haven't. I fucking read all the I'm just realizing.
But in general, like, have you ever? Because it's a really perspective question,
well, look, for me, I'm always looking forward. So no, I don't, man. I don't really think about too much, because I understand and I'm very comfortable with the aspect that the past cannot be changed. Whatever is done is done. Whatever is said has been said. And you can't take it back. As I said on one of the previous episodes, like, you know, time is the only thing that man can't fuck with.
Yeah.
You know, like it
doesn't slow down. It doesn't go any faster. It just goes.
You can't change it. It's the only thing, and it's the biggest, most important currency in the world. People don't even realize it, but, you know, like it's the only thing that we do not have control over, and that's why it's the most important thing. Because everything else, to a certain extent, everything else to a certain extent, we can navigate, we can control. But time. So, but look, anyway, if I had to give myself some advice, the first thing that I would say to myself is don't, like, just do you. Okay, just stop following, because as a young person, when you're trying to follow,
you're influenced a lot.
Yeah, you get influenced. You're trying to
very easily too.
Yeah, of course. You're trying to find yourself, and so you look to people around you, and, like, I guess
they don't know either.
Going back to what you said, you know, take advantage of opportunities, do what you can do, and you're confined to your own circle, and, you know, if those guys aren't doing these sorts of things, then you won't do that. So it's like, don't be afraid to be different, because different is the best thing in this world. Yep. We need more change. We need more unique, and just don't care about what anyone else thinks. You know, it sounds so cliche because we say that so often, you know, and it sounds, it's easier said than done. You know,
everything's easier said than done.
Yeah, when all your friends and, if, you know, people that, you know, I guess you care about are telling you to do one thing or looking at you funny when you do that certain thing, it's very hard to sort of keep a tunnel vision and just keep going on that path. But just believe in what you're doing, believe in yourself, believe that everything will always be okay and everything will always end up, you know, the way you want it. And just do you, and don't be you know,
afraid to be you.
Exactly.
It's the hardest thing in the world to do right now, is be yourself. And if you can, man, there's a sense of freedom. I always talk about, always feeling, it's just like, it's a sense of freedom of being like, doing whatever you think, not looking at anyone else and what they're doing, and understanding that.
Because that's when the real magic happens. You know, that's when, you know, the first, you know, businesses and the first social medias and the first, because if, you know, it's like Facebook, for example, you know, Mark Zuckerberg wasn't looking at what anyone else was doing, because no one else was really doing it, you know, and he set the trend for it in a sense, you know. The one other thing I would tell myself from personal, like my personal life, is money and material isn't everything. You know, I'm coming to a stage in my life now where I've really worked that out. You know, I'm not. I used to think that, you know, having all these materialistic things is the way forward to impress people, impress myself, and find happiness. But
impressing no one.
No, you're not, man. You know, and as I said to you, you can't take those cars to the grave. You can't take that money. You can't take all these investments, whatever you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they're going to help you get through this life. But, you know, at what cost sometimes, you know, you might give away and give up the important things. So, look, just, you know, sometimes maybe just take a back seat, realize that,
what's
you know,
really important.
Yeah, you know, and as I said, there's always levels to this shit. You know, when you were 18 years old, when I was 18 years old, as I said, I was making enough money to live happily and comfortably. I'm making more money now, and I'll be making more money then, but it doesn't mean that I have to keep going, and it's not, you know, it's not the most important thing. So those are the things I think I would, you know, try and tell myself, among others, if I had the time, you know.
Amazing. All right, we've got another question here, and it's, how do men feel about the woman making the first move, etc.? Oh, example, coming up to you and asking for your number, first kiss, etc.
Ooh, that's spicy.
100.
I love
feel about
that.
that?
I actually love that. Okay, so let me put it to you this way, right? No cap. I genuinely have never really asked anyone to, like I've always, if I have said to someone like, hey, let's do this thing, you know, like I've made the first move, it hasn't really been because we've already been like, you know, fucking with each other type thing. So I sort of knew where it was going to go.
What about like just naturally, like without even talking, just someone like you're out and stuff like that? How do you feel about girls coming up to you?
I think it's exciting. I think that's fresh. I think that's different. I think that shows a lot of confidence. Confidence is sexy, you know, no matter which way you take it or which way you look at it. A girl making the first move is definitely a vibe for me personally. Some guys don't fuck with that, but nah, for me, I'm all for it. So shoot your shot, man.
100%.
Steph Curry, that shit.
You know.
What about you, bro? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I love it, man. And that's the thing. I want to know that a girl's confident.
Yeah.
I want to know
getting after it, going for what you want.
100%. Especially, it's actually sexy. I'm just like, okay, like, I like that. I like the confidence, especially, and not many girls do. So when they do, straight away, you're setting yourself apart from the crowd straight 100%. Away, because not many girls do that.
Definitely. And it's you taking control too. Like, I guess, you know, I'm the type of guy that I'm always in control of everything. So if a woman takes control of the situation and tells me what the fuck's going to happen, I'm like, damn.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, that shit is crazy. But yeah, I actually love that stuff. Like, it definitely needs to be done. And I guess just have no shame and just go for it. You know, a woman that knows.
I don't understand why it's like that, eh? Like, it's such a weird, because it seems like the man has to make the first move and stuff like that. And it's, man.
Yeah. I think that's just the way society has been programmed, bro, for years and years and years. So that dates back to like the 50s and 60s, you know what I mean? Like, I guess men back then used to, you know, effectively choose, in a sense, you know, like where they would want to go with things. And like, you know, I believe in, you know, all power to the women. You know, women are the most important things in my eyes on this planet. So, you know, like the women, should definitely have more control over situations like that. Because, man, when a woman shoots her shot, 9 out of 10 times, it fucking happens.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because most of these relationships and shit, like the guy's always chasing, you know, and this, that, and the guy's maybe chasing for the wrong reasons a lot of the time. But when a woman knows what the fuck she wants and she goes after it, 9 out of 10 times, man, that shit lasts and that shit is genuine. So, ladies, shoot
Get
that
out
bucket.
There,
Shoot your
Christmas,
shot.
New Year's, man. New Year's resolution.
As I said, it's cuffing season, baby.
100%. Yeah, get out there, man. Anyone sees me out there, come ask me.
What?
Still not going to give you my number.
Hey, look, talking about like, you know, 50s, 60s, someone actually sent in a question saying, this is a nice one. If you could live in any historical era, what year or what sort of decade would you live in and why? Like, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000s, whatever. Like, what do you think?
Decades.
Ooh.
Might be interested. So this might seem a little bit, no, it's not going to be weird, but right now, this is the decade I want to live in.
Okay. You loving life?
Yeah. This is the decade.
Do you think that maybe, like, you obviously are considering what it was like?
Yeah, 100%. So that's the thing. history is good, right? So how we were talking about that Tory Lanez album, you can have experience from and seen footage from then and bring it into now, creates a feeling of living in that era. But now with the technology and just how much more open to the world and seeing more of the world and stuff, it's like you never got to see that back then. So I'm grateful to be able to live in this area and where everything is at. You just have so much access that you'd never have back then, even though it would be obviously more peaceful. Like the vibe was different back then. You literally had to talk to person to connect with people. So right now is a decade that I'd live in.
100%. Man, I'm totally different, polar opposite, in fact, to be honest. Like, mine would be the 80s, the golden 80s. You know, I, like, growing up, my mum listened to, she was the biggest music hit, obviously. That's probably where I got it from. So was my dad. But just the... man, like, I love love. You know what I mean? I love that aspect of how, you know, I guess everyone was in good, true love back then. A lot of great things were formed in the 80s. I more than most people, appreciate that face-to-face contact, that call me contact, that, you know, come and see me contact. I don't have social media. I don't run that sort of stuff. And, you know, I just believe, you know, there's a lot of things in my life that, you know, I confide to the 80s, you know, like I would fit in there very, very well. I'm more simplistic in that sense. I don't really need things like, you know, I think I could probably live it out, you know, because you get used 100%. To without the internet and all that sort of stuff.
I could easily do that, but
you know,
just
like
the leverage you can connect with people is crazy.
And I just think it was a lot more simple, you know, like even with like news and stuff, you know, like back then, man. You never got you never got shit put in front of you like how we do today. Like, man, Apple News and shit like that, like, you know, great and all, it keeps you up to date, but you know, you look at your phone without even wanting to. It's like, oh, 3 people died today. It's like, fuck, like, you know, like I just want to be living
1,000 COVID cases.
Yeah, like I don't want to be living that kind of life. I don't need to know that. Like, and that's why I drained myself from social media, because it's like things that aren't meant to be in front of me is getting put in front of me without me wanting it there. So, 80s for me, man, and for nothing else, it would be the music.
Yeah,
it would be the music, the vibe, you know, just how natural everything was, and like even the songs that were made, like no auto tune, you know, just good 100%. Feeling shit. You know, people had fun, man.
That's the thing. To understand how much time you should be spending on social media, so there's a certain amount of time I only post content and stuff like that. Boom, I'm off it. Like the rest of the time, I'm trying to be present and stuff like that.
But people don't log out.
Yeah,
you guys realize you don't log out. You log out of your banking. You log out of this. You log out of that. You do not log out of the gram. So then it's easier to just go bang. You're back on it. Like if you logged out, you may or may not, but you may just find it a little bit like, oh, fuck, I got to log in again. Fuck it, I'll just look at it later. You know, because it's just there and it's just a click away. Like you know, you spend a bit more time than maybe you should. But hey, each to their own. Live your life how you want it.
Live your life.
All right, well, let's spice things up, man. Let's spice things
Spicy.
up. All right, so you going first on this. How do you define great sex, and how ideally long should it be? Hit me, bro.
First of all, we talked about this shit last night. And it's like, dudes out here like, I'll be fucking for like 4 hours. You're lying, man.
Shut up.
What is wrong with you? I don't think it's as long as we probably think, right?
Oh, yeah, I was fucking her for like 2 hours, bro.
No,
Shut the fuck up. No, you weren't. God damn.
If you are, I'm jealous.
Can't even stay awake that long, man. You can't even stay awake that long.
How do you define great sex?
Yeah.
How do I define great sex? So, sex, it doesn't even start with sex. You know what I mean? It starts with before it.
My guy.
So it starts from the first time you meet that person.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I see it. I might be right. I might be wrong. But it starts
before
you even have sex.
Yep.
It starts with the first time. It's like, what is this person like? What is this person into? How do they like to think? What is the way they like to think? What are their latest experiences? What they like about it? What they don't like about it? And then you break it down from there, right? And you spend more time together. You break down more wars and wars, because you have to understand the person. You have to understand what they like, and you have to communicate what you like. It can be nerve-wracking, and it's kind of scary to tell someone, oh, I like this, I like that. But it has to start before sex. So when you get to that point, you have an understanding of what they like, and it's an act of, I guess it's like an act of service, right?
100%.
An act of service. And for me, great sex is like creating the best experience. You're just literally there with them in that moment. Like you have that physical attraction. You're talking to them. You're like, be here, like you're here with me. Like, let's make this the best experience. Like, what can I do for you?
To me, baby.
100%. And that whole emotion depends on what you're into and the mood you're into, like whether you're having a quickie, whether, you know, you've had a romantic night or something like that. So it's going to change, but it's that moment that you spend together to be like, you're here with me now. Like, let's have the best connection we can have right now. Yeah. And then it's crazy, man. Clap, clap, clap.
How long do you think it should be, bro? Ideally. It's up to you.
I'm thinking like 21 minutes, eh? If I'm going to be
minutes,
exactly.
21, folks.
21
you heard it
minutes.
here first. 21 minutes and any seconds there, bro?
3 seconds.
21 minutes and 3 seconds. You heard it here first. That's how long your clapping should last.
That's average. But yeah, I just, yeah. Somewhere around there, because like you don't want it too short, obviously. You want that 2 pump chump. You want that 2 pump chump. But you don't want some of that just fucking smacking you for like 2 hours and you're like, ugh, like, it's just getting sore. Like, stop it.
Girls never say shit too. They're so nice about it. Like, it's like hurting them and they're just like, oh, fuck
this is nice. But yeah, that's what I define as great sex.
Look, I'm very similar. I'm very, very similar in that sense. Mine, for me, it's all about how attracted I am to a person. Okay? The way I would explain it, I just thought about it when you were talking just then, is you've got to, it's like sex is, fuck, how am I trying to word this? It's like playing a game, right? So if you just go and, you know, you're shooting a 3-point, say, for instance, and you don't play basketball, shooting a 3-point for a basketball player means a lot more to him because he's invested in that game. So if you're invested into a lady or, you know, or your partner or whatever, it's going to make the act more enjoyable. Otherwise, it's just shooting a hoop. It's a physical act with no emotion. Sex is, for me, it's very, very emotional. Yeah. You know, it's all about that emotional connection, and that's what makes great sex, you know,
100%.
because you can say these things. You know, that post-night clarity. But, you know, you can say all these things. You can have these, you know, these intimate moments with people. And when you touch someone that you genuinely feel some type of way about, you know, it hits totally different, you know. And it's like getting to know them, you know, I like it to happen organically too, you know, like it's not like, right, we're getting home tonight and we're fucking, like, you know, it sort of feels like that's just a chore or a job, you know what I mean? So I think, just happening organically, you know, who they are as a person, falling in love with that first.
100%.
And yeah, like sometimes for me, great sex is just the icing on the cake because, you know, you can like so many things about a person. Yeah. But then once you have sex, it's like a whole nother level. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's like the only reason that, you know, you've gone to that level is because you're already heading down that emotional sort of connection path, and then that's just sort of heightened it, you know, a little bit. So, I think it's all about, you know, what's in here, you know, and that's why I feel like a lot of people say like, he was shit in bed, or he was this, or she was that, or whatever, because you're not, because you just met the dude like half an hour ago, you know, before for club close, and you just wanted to go home with him, or vice versa with a girl, you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to have that connection, you know, otherwise you're effectively going to ruin that act for yourself. And then when you do find that partner, it might not be as special, you know? Yeah. For me, bro, I'm big on foreplay. Yeah. I fucking love it. And that ties in with that whole emotional thing, because like, honestly, man, I want to make you, if I'm attracted to you and I feel some type of way with you, like, I want to make you feel fucking 100%. Great.
That's the best way to look at it, man. It's just like, how do I make this person feel the most special?
When you said active service, that's what that is, you know.
How do I make her feel like the fucking queen of this world right now?
Definitely. Because I'm weird in that sense, too much info, but I'm weird in that sense where I want to get, like, I get off on you getting off. Yeah. If that makes sense. Right, you know, hot. Like that, it's the fucking hottest thing.
That's why I'm watching someone.
Yeah.
watching her please herself is fucking crazy,
great.
bro.
It's a fucking great life when that happens, you know.
100%.
But yeah, I think so. I'm like, like sex, like just pure sex, maybe 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? I like a good sort of 10 minutes at least or something like that, you know, just a bit of foreplay. Like, you know, you got to hook, because with girls, man, you can't just go dry in there, you know what I mean? Like, they hate that shit and it just won't turn them on. So then therefore it doesn't turn me on, you know what I mean? 100%. So you've got to make sure that she's into it. You got to kiss her, you got to caress that shit, you know, you got to warm that shit up and then have it begging you by the time you get to that point. And like, so what else we got here? We got, what's the next? Oh, leading into that, actually, what are your thoughts on monogamy?
Very interesting.
Very,
very interesting. And
I think there's a few
social media's
definitions
changed
here.
that whole thing, right? And obviously, to me, monogamy is the act of life where you spend your life with one person, right? It's very interesting because when I was younger, I was like, man, I can't wait to find the one and marry her and be with one person.
We're all like that, bro. Yeah. Definitely.
But at this moment, I don't believe in it, eh? I think everything's a concept, and monogamy, I think, is a concept.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think that there's not one person that can make you fulfill your happiness.
Okay.
Because there's one person that of each relationship, they've had something that's fulfilled you in a certain way, but they couldn't fulfill any other parts of your life. So, and that's the thing. It's very interesting. There's a lot of unhappy people, right? So not even people can make themselves happy. Yeah. So one person isn't going to make them happy either. And I kind of at this point believe that you kind of that thing where your second and your third is the one.
What do you mean?
Is the like the one that you're supposed to be with? Like the first one teaches you, and the second one's like your twin flame, and the third. I think you have to be in multiple relationships to understand what that one is. So I believe in monogamy in the way that
just as our opinion, though, guys, as well. Like if you met your high school sweetheart and you guys are happy, fucking, I'm so happy for you. Send me one.
This is just my opinion, but I think you have to go through, for me, multiple relationships or seeing different people to understand the right person.
Yeah.
So right now, I just can't see like myself being locked down in one single relationship.
Fair enough, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's where you're at in your life. You know what I mean? Like, the way I break that down, guys, I think it's a little bit more like I thought about it, and relationships, into a sense, with monogamy is all about growth, right? And it's when that growth stops, right? So I feel like, yes, there is a point in your life where you are meant to be with someone and you could be with someone for the rest of your life, because the rest of your life, that's defined by the period of time that you're in. You know what I mean? So at this point in our lives, you know, where we're constantly growing, we're developing so many new things, we're creating, we're growing so fast. We're growing at the speed or rate that not even our fucking friends can keep up at the moment. You know what I mean, bro? And it's like you're constantly meeting new people, leaving other people behind, all that sort of stuff. So I think once you get to a point where you are comfortable, one, and yourself, comfortable, two, and what you're doing and what you've done. Yeah. Three, you're not planning to make any sporadic changes, any moves, all that sort of stuff. Then I believe that there is, because a relationship is a partnership that you help each other go through the rest of your life. You know, that's what it is. You enhance each other. If you're having a bad day, she boosts you up. If she's got any issues, you help her with those issues as well. Like, so I believe, maybe, yes, okay, today's society has changed the fact that, we have to sort of go through life and, have a few different partners, etc. Yeah. You don't have to. You really don't. You don't have to. But, for the majority of people, I think that that's what's happened. And, you get to a point where you're comfortable enough and someone just falls on your lap and you're just like, wow, where the fuck have you been all my life? Yeah. And you know what? I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So I'm very open to that idea, and I would love to have that person that I could put 20 years of history behind us with, like imagine waking up, bro, and it's 20 years later, and you've got this person that you've built 20 years of memories with, 20 years of life with, and you can look into her eyes and just 100%. Really feel that. That's what I mean. That's why I don't think we should give up on that. You know what I mean? Just yet, 100%. Anyway. So it's all about where you're at in your life, guys. So just as I said, get your shit done, get you sorted first. And then that one and only, that one true love, I think they'll be knocking at your door before you know it. To be honest,
come on in next week. I'm in a relationship, baby. This is the one. I ain't getting no other relationship.
It's fucking coming, trust me.
100%. But it's very interesting. But I just want to touch on, because I feel like there's a lot. People find relationships for the wrong reason. It's a comfortable, security thing where it can stunt your growth, and you have to be in a certain relationship that is about growth. Whereas for most people, it's like, hey, me and you, like, we're compatible enough, like, we get along well enough, but it can really
a lot of people just think someone's hot, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's got to be more than that.
It's fucking ridiculous. Honestly, like, oh my God, he's so fucking hot. He's an asshole. He fucks me over every time he gets, or she, same with her. But, like, I still want to.
I was just having a conversation like that, bro, and I was just like, man, that's just. That it has to be that certain person to be like, look, this is what we're going to achieve while we're together. It can't be just like, because you spend 20 years in a relationship, 10 years, 3 years with someone and be like, oh, it just feels normal to me. It's like, that's stopping you from growing, being in that relationship. Like, you don't understand because you're just so involved with that person in a way that stops you from seeing a bigger picture for yourself.
Yeah, of course. And it's like, well, it goes back to, as I said, like, the only reason you would do that is because you don't have yourself figured out. You don't have your purpose. You don't have things that you're working on. Because honestly, when you're on your path and you've got something that you want to achieve, and you know that your goals are so important and you want to get after them, nothing will get in your way. No fucking Megan Fox can come and go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one is going to stop you from achieving that. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's all about when you're ready, that'll come. But I also don't think, dude, it should be such a big focus. It's such a big focus for people these days. Yeah. But the fucked up part is everyone's pretending that they fucking love being single. They love being a bad bitch, and they love being like, like a lone wolf guy. Like, it's like, dude, like, just go on your own path. Like, live your own life and just keep going. Like, I don't think it should be such a big, because, man, so many people that I know are constantly just hitting me up with fucking relationship problems that all they want to fucking talk about. I'm just like, oh my fuck. Like, like, I love you, and like, I love you as, like, but nah, man, like, I'm all about getting after life and making sure that I'm fucking sorted. Like, I don't really care what someone else is doing, because chances are that person ain't gonna matter in a few years. You know what I mean? What else we got, bro? What else?
So next one is, what is your deal breaker? What is it like that someone's like, okay, nah, this ain't it.
In a relationship,
it has to stop. Yeah. What is your deal breaker? Because I know you spoke with, like, look, if someone's willing to change on it, like, you're fine with it. But what's that one point where it's just like, I can't do this no more, man?
Man, honestly, there's nothing, like, if I'm going to be honest, there is nothing specific for me.
It's a build-up.
It's a fucking build-up of things. I've got a lot of patience, especially when I can see something in someone and we've created something already. I'm not about to want to just, because I'm not a fan of wasting time. Time is very important. As I said, it's the most important thing in my life and the most important currency, I believe. So if you're going to choose to get into, that's why I am in love with life. and I'm not in, but like, I just think there's no point in wasting any time, bro. Like, there's no point. So you've got to have some sort of patience. Like, too many people are quick to just drop people just because there's fucking 40 other guys or girls in their DMs and shit. It's nah, like, have some patience, have some perseverance in this.
Because that's the thing. If you have that quality still with that relationship, it's going to be the same in the next one. And the next person that does that thing, you're like, nah, that's it. And you're just going to have this repeated cycle where you do boom, boom. It's just like, where does that go? It's like, it's not them. It's actually you.
Yeah, like, but think about every other aspect of your lives. When you fuck up at work, or your boss yells at you, just fucking quit? No. Like, you work at it, you get better, you make allowances, you make compromises. as I said, like I said this the other day, like relationships, yes, love is so important. Love is a feeling, but there's also a science to it. You know, there's also, you've got to put in some work. It also, in a way, has to be some sort of job. You have to go and call your missus before you go home. That 100%. Is your fucking job. Like, do you need anything? Can I get you in? You have to make sure she's okay during the day. Like, you know, it's all these things combined. So look, no real deal breaker, but for me, once I fucking flip a switch, like as I was saying to you the last time, like it was a bit of a build up with a girl who just didn't have any value with my time. Fucking this switch flipped, bro, and I was just like, nah, out. And then I just like, I'm gone. Yeah, like I'm done. You know, there's no way of like sort of returning from that moment. But yeah, that's me. Nothing in particular, bro. But yeah, what have you got?
I'm the same, man. Like, I don't have a certain thing where it's just like, nah, this ain't it. But it's
I think that's pretty shallow. That's fucking shallow if you do. Like, oh, fuck.
You did this.
Yeah, you didn't call me in the morning. Yeah. No, fuck you, we're done. Nah, man.
100%. It's a combination of things. And if you're not...
Obviously, if he fucking cheats on you or something, like, okay, 100%. Cheating. That's a deal breaker. That's the obvious. We're not going to state the obvious, but we're talking about little minuscule things that, you know, maybe weird instances. Yeah. Share with us, though. Like, comment. Like, what are some of the ones? Maybe we just haven't thought of it.
Yeah, you know? 100%. Yeah, it's a build off of things, man. And as long as you're willing to work on it, if you do work on it and it's just like, fuck, it's just still not working and stuff like that, and it just doesn't help you continue to grow, then it's just like, nah. But yeah, I'm similar in that once that switch is flipped, man, it's just like, fuck, there's no going back. So good luck.
Oh, fuck. All right, hold on. Wait. I got a surprise one in here from my boy Jesse Royce. Shout out, Jesse. I know you're sitting there watching, bro.
Well, you will be.
100%. So he's got a couple of questions here. So let's ask this one. Now that you've had a bit of life experience and you can now say you've developed into the person you want to be right now, what values do you base yourself on? And to add to that question, what do you ask yourself to get the right answer? Jesse, that doesn't make sense.
What do you ask?
What values do you base yourself on right now, bro?
Yeah. Values, and obviously life experience. I do want to mention, he said that you've developed into the person you want to. I still haven't. I've got so much more developing. I never will be the person I want to be. Every day I become different, and life and time is that development. So I'm happy with the person I am right now, but there's still I've got to think smarter, I got to think harder, I got to love harder, I got to respect, I got to be more honest. So there's a lot of more development as a person that I have to become. So don't get that twisted. There's still a lot of development. I'm happy with who I am, but I've still got more growing to do. But in terms of values, honesty, respect, and love, that's all I care about.
One of your, sorry to interrupt, but that's one of your values right there.
Like growth. Improvement, yeah, you know 100%. I want the most out of life, and that's it. And that's the thing. I actually wrote on my whiteboard in there, and there's three things that I desire: a mind of an entrepreneur or philosopher, a body of an athlete, and a soul of an artist. That's who I want to become. That's all I have to become that. It's not I have to, but I get to become that. I get to do it.
Do that. You guys should really do that. We both have boards in our rooms. Every morning we wake up, we do some mental training, and we write some things down that are going to help us throughout that day, help us throughout that week, and just things to keep in mind, and you know, and just remember to help you on your journey. So that's a really, really cool one. And like, I see yours all the time. You might see mine. So it definitely keeps you in check. That's a real cool one, bro.
But yeah, if any certain values, respect, honesty, and love, man. Love makes the world go round. You respect every person. No one's different. Everyone has their own individual flaws and successes and stuff like that. So it's every person deserves every ounce of respect from me, because they're having the same, not the same experience, but they get the same chance at life. So no matter what you're doing or who you are, you get the same respect as someone at the top of the ladder or maybe at the bottom of the ladder. It doesn't matter. Like, I care for you just as much as those two people. There's no difference. So yeah, honesty, love, and respect. That's what I sort of roll with. And don't be afraid to change your values, right? It's not, these values serve you forever. Yeah, you can change them. So don't be afraid to change them, and some of those values might change.
Of course, definitely. I 100% think that they probably might. They might not change in the definition of them, but they'll change in the way that you perceive them. And that's what's happened with me. Over the course of 2021. values, whilst they've stayed the same, I've just amplified the meanings of them and taken them to the next level. You know, like, one of the ones that is really big for me right now is just caring about people and trying to think about where someone else is at, man. We get so self-absorbed. Like, okay, so like today, right, we went to Burleigh, and there's this homeless guy sitting on the street, and obviously, like, no one fucking carries cash anymore, which sucks, but, like, I didn't have any cash on me, so I was like, no, fuck it, I'll jump into this. I went to the sushi store and bought him, like, some sushi, went and gave it to him, and then we obviously had a little bit of a chat with one of our friends, and saying, like, we get so self-absorbed into the world that we're living in and the life and our problems and our things that we forget that, so many other people are doing it so much harder than us, and that they all, or even, there's tragedies that are happening. There's one that happened last week, like just before Christmas, they lost family members and stuff. And it's like, we get so self-absorbed. So it's basically just one of my values now is just to try and take myself out of my shoes as much as I can, and try and think about what everyone else is doing, and just trying to make people feel better. People make this world go round, and if you can spread a bit more positivity by saying, I really like this, or I like your earrings, or you did really, really well on that, or sending a nice message when it's unexpected, like, that just makes all the difference. So I guess my values, as I said, is just more because I've worked on myself, for how long now, and I feel like you still have to, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit more growth in myself by looking after other people, and obviously love, respect, all that sort of stuff, and staying chivalrous is a very, very big value of mine, not confiding to some of these new mentalities that are coming out, staying true to what I've always believed is right, and these goals. And look, as I said, it might sound like simping or be embarrassing or whatever it is, but like, I'm staying true to that, and I don't really care what anyone 100%. Else is about to do, so just staying true to my values is a value, you know what I mean, regardless.
Do you have any particular values, like what are your values?
I'd probably have to dive a little bit deeper into that, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you, like, off the top. Like, there's been so many changes this year for me in my life, and it's basically just about taking it one step at a time right now for me. It's not, I can't really just nutshell the whole thing, and go, this is what I'm about, this is who I am, this is because I'm on a constant state of growth right now, like my thoughts. I mean, have you noticed, what I mean, over the past sort of 3-4 months, like we're changing, we're changing very, very much. And, it's an exciting future. So maybe mid 22, I'll be able to figure that out, and and I'll have myself good. But like, just being honest with myself in that sense, that's a value for me. Like,
so honesty,
being honest, no matter what what the outcome is, what the consequences are, and being true to yourself, even when you don't want to, being honest with yourself, even when you might not want to hear the answer. Like, there's plenty of times on this podcast where I've said, look, I have been an asshole in the past. Yeah. I have been, a less than ideal person in that regard, but like honest enough to admit that, and there's so many things that we could dive into, but I guess trying not to nutshell it and just leaving a lot of room for growth. Same as you. Jesse also said, this will be a quick one. This is off topic from what we're talking about, but he was like, it's a good one though. If you could listen to one song again for the first time, what would it be? Off the dome.
I don't have one, bro, because that's the hardest question on earth.
Mine would be Off the Dome, Street Runner by Rod Wave. One of the most beautiful fucking songs I've heard composed in a long, long time. And I do remember the first time I heard it, it was just like, what and where and how in today's world is this being made? Like the way that piano comes in, the vibe that it gave me. It really infected me, and for that whole, man, I had that shit on repeat. Yeah. It was like Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, I know mine now.
Like that's what I mean. So just as a listening, from a listening experience,
like, oh shit,
that hits fucking different. You know what I mean? What's your one?
Mood Swings by Pop Smoke.
Oh yes,
Fuck, I remember that, bro. I played that.
You little
it was like the
birdie.
third song, bro, and that just came in, and I was like, holy shit.
Nah, that's definitely a
hit
good one, bro.
different.
That's
So
that's the same sort of vibe. Yeah, nah, that was actually, and that became a classic.
The
man.
words in there is just, that's fucking amazing, bro. So, yeah, Mood
Shorty, my
Swings.
little boo thing.
Not because I'm moody.
You fucking
she
are.
moody,
He
grab
is
that booty.
moody. He's so
Are we back on this one now?
yeah.
Okay.
Just fucking shut up, Jesse Rose.
Thank you, though, bro. I love you. If you could snap your fingers and be anywhere in the world right now, where and why?
Whew. Fuck. You want to go?
Yeah, I could be. Right now, Hawaii, yeah.
Why?
I'm feeling vacation vibes, man. It's that time of the year. I'm just like, man, get me on Hawaii, secluded beach, traveling around the secluded beaches, just, man, having a good time. I just like the rainforest sort of vibe and grab a little Jeep, top down, top off or whatever.
Creating
and
that
I
picture,
man, that's it. So that's where I like to be right now.
Man, honestly, if I could probably, if you snap your fingers, there's different reasons as to where you'd go for every place. But yeah, going off what you said, I've always had an obsession with Santorini, in Greece.
Yeah.
That
Lover's
would be
paradise, for sure.
Simp City, baby. Like,
Yeah, I like
but yeah, like, just to go there and see. Because I've heard that the lifestyle is just so different there as well. Like people just run things a lot differently. The setup of the city is so different to what we're used to. It looks amazing. And honestly, man, if for nothing else, I could go there and just stare at the ocean because the ocean is
They
just
got mad
so
views
fucking
too.
beautiful there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, if I could snap my fingers, I would have a fucking margarita in my hand. I would be laying on a sunbed and I would be staring at the fucking at the ocean, man. Crystal clear waters.
Shit.
Where would you guys go?
Yeah.
Interesting ones only.
What are qualities of a good friendship?
That's a good one. Who thought of that? Qualities of a good friendship. Man, I think being able to just be on each other's level, is starting off with one of the most important things. Like you and being there all the whenever it's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause
That's the most important. That's a really good quality. Just being there when it's the most important.
it's like you and I, right? So like we obviously live together, but like, half the time, like throughout the week, we've only started,
really.
we basically only started talking on Wednesdays because of Just a Thought.
Yeah.
Go and check out Just a Thought, guys. It's like 5-10 minutes of just midweek motivation. You can do it on Mondays. You don't have to wait till, Wednesdays or whatever it comes out. Like there's a couple of episodes up there. Last one we did was on the quotation from Nelson Mandela saying, you never lose, you either win or you learn. Okay, and we just had a little bit of thought on that, and it's some good stuff in there. But you and I, like, sometimes we can go like basically the whole week until Friday without talking.
Yeah.
And because like at that point in time, like we don't need each other in a sense. I don't need to be in your space, 100% of the time. I don't need to be texting you. I don't need to whatever, but. Come Friday, come Saturday, Sunday, we're out there, we're living our best vibes, and we're just there and we're staying on each other's level and being there when it's important. If you need me, I'm there, and if I need you, I'm there. And it's having that support system. That's what a good friendship, I think, is knowing that even if family's not there or if your workmates aren't there or whatever. There's one person that's always got your back. That's a fucking ride or die. You know what I mean? That's no matter what you're going to do, how stupid it is, or sometimes, they're going to be like, fuck, because 100%. It's you. If it fucking wasn't you, man, honestly. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think, bro?
I think a good friendship is you're still in the same friendship, but you're two different people. you've grown, you grow together. It's an environment of just like, hey man, like no matter the struggles or the successes, we continue to try to become better, and naturally that just makes the friendship flow, and you'll start to notice that you're more in tune with each other. You kind of start to say words before someone that they say it. You're saying the same shit as I'm about to say it. You know what I mean? You're getting that. It's a weird frequency. It's a weird frequency, man. And that's when you know it's a good friendship. But most importantly, when the tough times do come, or when they do need some sort of help, it's just like, okay, yeah, sweet, man. Like, let's do it. I can help you with this, or can you help me with that? And it's just like,
I think, man, there's also like a natural vibe that you have with someone, right? So like say Jesse, right? Back in NZ, like Jesse, and he still is. Like, obviously, I love that boy. Like, you know, he's my guy, you know. And if he was here, it'd be the same, you know. But like, I remember when, because you were obviously here before me, and when I moved over, Jesse had come back, and he was like, "Man, you wait till you fucking meet Brady. Like, you know, you guys are like the two people, like, because we were like the only two people in our group that hadn't met. We knew of each other, but like we didn't meet. So he was like, wait till you get here. You guys are just gonna fucking just like that, you know. And that's exactly crazy. What happened. You know, like we lived in a house with, you know, 5-6 people, and by the end of it was just us two. And you know, now look at it, and what. You know, we've been getting a lot of feedback, you know, especially on these podcasts and stuff, and just, you know, people are loving the vibe that you and I have, man, you know, and I love that too.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're talking to our friend about it. It's just like, you want to be around people that just have a certain energy. You have limited energy. Spend it with people that literally make you feel better,
or give you energy,
and give you energy. It does not matter, and that's exactly. It's just
they've got to compliment you, and you know, just it's got to be not forced as well. You know, like some people, man, like I would never, you know, ever. I don't have anything to say, like talk shit about you or anything like that. You know, so it's like some people have that sort of two-faced thing, but it's like, you know, we compliment and we have a natural vibe. You know, and I think that's very important in the recipe for a good friendship. You just got to get along. Because look, we're not meant to get along with everyone. Not everyone is meant to be in our lives, and not everyone's meant to be there forever, you know. So look, you know, God forbid we, you know, stay friends forever. But, you know, if our paths do take us a different way, look,
that's just nothing changed.
That's just the way it's fucking meant to be. You know what I mean? So I think that's, you know, those are some of the cool things about having, and it's the best fucking feeling. When you got someone 100%. Who has your fucking back, you know.
What the funny thing, when we were out last night, right? Yeah. We're still, it's kind of weird, but we're just sitting there, and naturally we just have a sort of vibe about us. And then, but we're still very individual. That we're at a table and we're just having these different conversations, but we're naturally like looking at each other like, fucking, bro, this is the best thing ever. You know, spending time with your friends and meeting people and stuff like that. But
is it weird that we, like, if I look at you, I can know what
why you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking. Like, I can look at you and go, yeah, all right, we're doing that now.
I'm fucking smiling at Shorty. You're like, I know what this cunt's thinking.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I think that's very, very important. That was a good question, man. That was a good question.
Sweet. So what else we got?
Right. So we've got. This is a really good one. Yeah, I think we've been talking about this a lot. If you could change or be doing any career, what would it be? So not only just change a career that you're doing now, but, you know, if you're not doing anything or you're not into your career yet, what would the career be? Ooh. So I'm going to call this your career, right? So you've got to think of something.
Oh, so I have to think of something else? Okay, so it's not genuinely, it's just something that would be amazing to...
Yeah, something that's just...
First of all, I'd say this. This is fucking amazing, bro.
That's fucking fantastic. You're doing what you want to do.
But if I was a good like if I could sing, bro, let me be an artist, man. Fuck.
You fucking took my...
I'll be doing music, man. I'll be singing baby girl fucking love songs.
100%. I'm Justin Bieber with it.
I'll be an artist, man. Yeah, fuck, that's so cool.
That is the dream.
Straight off, it's just straight thoughts.
Yep.
And just something that people can listen to and feel a certain way.
Oh, the thing is, music is timeless, man. Music is timeless. For me, it's not even... It's not even so much the music. It obviously is, but it's the performance. You know, it's performing
for someone.
We were just watching. You know, I on the second episode, I said about T.I. and the first performance that I saw of him that made me fall in love with the dude. And, you know, we were just watching that, and I looked in the screen, and both of us are just vibing to him, because that shit there is like, you can't buy that, you know, like not everyone can get up in front of a stage of 100,000 people and just put a mic up and a cappella their own song. Like, they're singing words, you know, that
it must be an amazing feeling.
That's fucking, like, you know, 100,000 fucking people, bro.
Singing your song.
Like, and they're all there for you.
Exactly.
They're all there for you. Like, that is just...
Bring people together, you singing a song and them all singing it.
Definitely. And it's like, you know, I was saying, even with the Rod Wave instrumental, guys, check that. Technical difficulties. But no, even that Rod Wave song, like I was saying to you, like, you know, imagine what it would have felt like to make that instrumental, you know, and to actually create that, and like how proud you would have been of, you know, of that whole aspect of things. Like, I think, being an artist for both you and I think it's sort of to do with, obviously, with the way we grew up, you know, heavily on music, and we both are very big music heads. So that would be the one. That would definitely be the one. Look, we want to finish off by basically. It's a big question, bro, but, you know, try your best and sum up your 2021 for the listeners. What's this year been like? What's
year?
From your
perspective? If I had to sum it up, this is how I'd sum it up: more growth, more change, more love, and more life.
I love that.
That's it. This has been amazing, bro. And that's it. Growth, change, more love, and just more life, man.
I remember on New Year's last year, you sent me a message, and you were like, "This is our fucking year." And I was like, "Man, you already know we're about to run this shit up."
I remember that.
And
I was so drunk. I was seeing someone at that point, and I remember we were like dancing together and shit. And I just remember seeing my phone go off, because obviously you had someone else, and I looked at it and I was like, "That's my guy. That's my guy, man."
But that's the thing, man. Like, 2021, I've said this multiple times now, has been the best year of my life. It really has.
Crazy.
It's been, that's a big call, but, you know, I've started that, as I said to you last week, I've started that reflection process, and, you know, I've really, really just hit an ultimate happiness within myself and within the things that are around me. I said to you today, and, you know, that I just feel like everything is where it's meant to be right now.
And that's the best thing, and it's funny. It's just like, this is exactly how life is supposed to be.
There's nothing.
I was thinking about that. Fuck, that's weird. I was thinking about that before. I was like, I was about to post it on Instagram and say, this is exactly how life is supposed to be
right now.
Grateful.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like, there's nothing that I'm worried about. There's nothing that I want to solve. There's nothing that I want to do more of, because I'm doing enough in every aspect. Like, you know, there's, it's a very, very, it's been a very good year. It's been a great year for learning. It's been a great year for figuring things out. But, you know, what I've learned this year is that if you put your head down and you do the hard work, when you put your head back up, you're going to have some great views and some great rewards to reap and look at, you know what I mean? So it's just been a year of hard work, of dedication, of not giving up, of taking every opportunity, like you said at the beginning, and just getting after it and stepping out of my comfort zone as much as I can. You know, it's
for sure.
It's been one of those years that you know, everything didn't always go my way.
No, nothing will.
But then I also adapted. The most important mentality, I think, is like, you know, you can't control certain things. You can only do your best.
Control
what you can control, and leave the rest up to the universe. You know what I mean? Like, things will take care of themselves, and everything will always be okay. You know, if you stop focusing on the little things, just, you know what, some shit happens. Okay, cool. Like, how do we solve it? If we can't solve it, fucking move past it and find a way around it. You know what I mean? So it's been very, very good. You know, and we've built a great platform here, man.
Yeah,
you
already.
know?
Man, 2022 looks exciting, bro.
Yeah, I built, at work, I built a great team. We've got the best dynamic. We're very, very successful. Friends, that we've built over here, the family that we've made. Everything's just fantastic. It's just really, really good, and I can, for a long time, I haven't been able to genuinely smile and say, I'm so happy now, and this is really, really great, and and I can do that, and I think that's just enough for me, man. That's great. In 2022, look out,
we're gonna go even harder, man.
We are coming,
working even harder, have even more fun than ever.
Definitely.
More love than ever.
Definitely.
More everything. Not because we want everything. It's because we want to think harder. We want to think smarter. We want to love harder. We just want everything. We just demand better of ourselves because we get to, not because we have to.
Yes, boy. Yes.
Not because we have to, because we get to, man. So if you guys are feeling that vibe, 2021, 22 is going to be even better. Guys, together. That's our affirmation, baby. 2022 is going to be even better.
100%. Before that, Christmas is coming. Christmas is this week. We're on the home stretch, man. We are 100%. On the home stretch. So what I wanted to say is just spend it with your family. Spend it with the people that you love. Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, we've made it. As still family. We've made our family here, man. Yep. And look, uneven circumstances haven't allowed us to be with the blood, but. Hey, it is what it is, and we make the most out of our situation. So
we've got that fit family now too.
100%, we have you guys. So just have a very, very, very Merry Christmas, because I think this will be coming out on Christmas Eve. So so
hopefully do a little Christmas party too.
Yeah, we will. We'll get into what we will be doing on Christmas, and get into some festive activities. But you guys just enjoy your Christmas. That's all I want to say.
100%.
Enjoy it with your family, and thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. As always, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everyone around you. Show love as always. And the vibes. Stay fit and stay motherfucking vibey.
Let's
go.
Woo.
I took my drugs and took my love, and when I left out the spot, I left the party with the party marking X.
Nah, I'm gonna stay here and listen to this, man. This is too good. I'm not taking these off. Y'all can go.